Thank you for staying with us on The Conversation, live on Lagos Television. I did say before that break that we'll be beaming our searchlight on Tinubu's administration. Of course, Mr. President came with a renewed hope agenda while he was campaigning to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's been 2 years or 2.5 years down the line, and there's so many reforms that have been introduced by the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. How are we faring as a nation under this administration? And some of these reforms, what have been their impact in rechallenging Nigeria for a greater tomorrow? We have right here with us in the studio, Razak Olukoba, a public affairs analyst and a diehard fan of Mr. President. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Okay, both of us were in this country when Mr. President campaigned rigorously throughout the length and breadth of the country, trying to get the votes of Nigerians to become the president of this great country. It's been 2 years down the line. Critically, I want us to assess this administration vis-a-vis the kind of challenges or the volume of challenges that it met on ground before he became the president of the country. So where would you place the performance of this administration? Would you say that it is good, getting better, or excellent?
Yeah, thank you. Give me a very nice intro. You have pointed it out that there are areas that we must commend the president. There are areas that we must admit that there are challenges. And there are areas that we must hold the president responsible for not doing well. Let me start with the good news. And the good news is that hope has not been damped. The light at the end of the tunnel is not an illusion. It's a light of hope. And if you begin to segment it, let's start by what is called Nigeria, the unity of this country. Is a president that come on board to disunite us or to unite us? And from what he has done, which is central in any country, it's not the security, it's not the economy. What we should be looking at first is that the hope that Nigeria is still one. He's been promoting it. And the significance of the national anthem, people don't know it. Words are very important. Words have caused war. Wars have ended war. And it's what you hear every day that keeps your hope rising most of the time and dampens people's hope. Is what we hear, not necessarily what we. So the national anthem thing is a cultural thing, and it's also a thing to also point out that Nigeria is indeed one and a great country. For young people who don't know, when we're also young, we don't know the meaning of the national anthem. But the importance of it is that anywhere national anthem is being sung anywhere in the world, that home, you want to see where, if you are not in Nigeria, you want to see where it's coming from. That's your country. So it did well, and that's where to begin, that we must unite Nigeria. He has not been doing or carrying out activities that tend to that direction of disintegration. So we must give him kudos for that. And ditto for Buhari and Jonathan by extension. So that we then talk about the structure, the institution of the country. That's the biggest area of challenge for Mr. President. The president needs our help to be able to inject strength into our institutions. He can't do much with this institution. And he can't do it alone. He cannot restructure the country alone. He can't. In fact, some people don't even believe in restructuring. And that's where I think we need to assist the president more. We need to explain to our people carefully that it's not my state of mind that determines the structure you run. I have a right. Is what people say. I have a right to. No. There are things that it's not about right. It's about who you are. You are wearing a black suit. My right does not cover me to say it is white. And that's the mentality of many Nigerians that I have a right to say that. No, you don't have certain right. You don't have a right to determine the political structure of your country. It's who we are as a people that determines our structure for us. And since we have been having it since 1966, that we are brought into the system of government, it's been bad for the country. So the president is doing his best, but he may not achieve much. We are lucky that the person locomoting this transition that is there now, he has a clear understanding of capitalism. He has a clear understanding of a free market economy. He has a clear understanding of 21st century politics. So that is why we have been able to go this far. So on the political sphere, we have to do more for it's not the president. The moment the president gets into that office, he gets preoccupied. Hardly will you see any president that will breathe properly when he gets there. It's only a year or 2 years that gets out that you see him that. So this man can look robust. If you look at Obasanjo, if you look at Jonathan, who knows what killed Buhari? It might be the stress from the office that get him killed. So it's not likely that the president will ever, and that's what I've come to realize, that the way the president has been talking about restructuring state police, the moment he gets there, I say, oh, so this office is doing a lot of things with the character of our president. So it is more of us to now assist him to keep reminding respectfully, because you can't tell someone that didn't sleep well since he became the president. He's been having 3-4 hours of sleep. You now say it's not working. He will not agree with you, and that's why you must explain to him clinically, respectfully, that the structure in place today is not befitting for who we are. Who we are is a set of people that has come together, just like the United Kingdom. United Kingdom is the United Nations. Nations come together. So you need to run a system that will give all the components a semblance of freedom. Don't deny them that. Yeah, and fairness. So that in Nigeria too, when we add a weak center, it might be region, it might be state like we have now, but the center might be very loose. You are giving your president too much stress. Ask him to think about your security, think about your economy, think about your healthcare, education, everything, all roll into one. It's too much for a president.
Okay, Razak.
So economy now. So let's do a quick intro.
Before we go to the economy, you mentioned what is it called earlier? There was a particular term that you used. I'll try to remember now.
Okay.
But it's not far from we trying to tweak the constitution in such a way that it will be able to accommodate every sector of the country. Everybody will have a sense of belonging. Do you think with the way and manner members of the National Assembly are going with the alteration of the President's Constitution, is it going to assist Mr. President in making his job easier in any way?
Is it?
Because part of what they are preaching is more number of seats for women, creation of state police,
you see,
among other things.
You see, so we have a lot of challenge in this country. Like the women issue now. You can't legislate what is naturally your right. And that's the problem I have with women. It's naturally your right. It's the disunity in the women folk that debars them from rising. It's not men, it's not constitution. Did anybody say you should not become president of Nigeria? Why must I legislate that it should be 40%? So the day he wants to go beyond 40%, you have to drag them back. It's slavery. Slavery. It's a slavery for women to say that you are asking for rights when you have a legitimate right over my property. You now say that there should be a law that should pronounce me that I have a right to my father's property when my father has not said that I should not inherit him. Who say a woman cannot become the president? So it's a slavish mentality coming from the women, whoever that is supporting them. They are free. Take over everything. Nobody is stopping you. United. Be united. Be one. Speak with one voice. 40% or 50% of vote here is from women. The remaining 50 come from the youth. It's only 10 come from my age mate and above. So what stops you from getting united and taking over the process? So for me, and that's part of the errors of our country as a people. There are nations in the world who consciously suppress women. Africa is not one of them. Europe, they had a history of suppressing women. They got freedom less than 40, 50 years ago, not now. Go and read their history. So we can't move at the same pace with them. They have a challenge in the past they are trying to address. You see, there's a law for them that if you beat your wife, they've been beating wife before. They have not been paying fees before. Child support. Do you need child support to pay your children's school fees? But they were not paying school fees in the past. They were not responsible for that in the past. So there are laws. We are different people. So now the constitutional review is food for the boys.
Really?
Yes.
Are you okay with the present constitution?
I'm not okay. It can't get us anywhere. That's the first challenge we have as a country. It's the first challenge with the people. You see, laws made in this room, if we are into it, no matter how difficult it is, we make that law. We will buy into it. But no matter how good that law is, if you are the only person that made that law, only me, we will not buy into it. Too. Even if you say that you do this, you say, who told you to make this law for us? So it's naturally not law made by Nigeria. So we are not going to kill into that constitution. It's a natural thing. It's not as if we hated the constitution. It's part of the process of making constitution. People oriented, and look at the content as well. The content says that every power belongs to the federal government. Virtually every power. The power over our resources, over our security, and when these people come to your state, each region, you see in their face that we just want to end the allowance that is around this constitutional review. We just want to end the allowance. Just end this allowance. When they come, they say you can't read any paper. Our problem in Nigeria it should be analytical. We have to debate our issues. It's not one day thing. Igbo,
so
Yoruba,
the approach
for Igbo and Yoruba
is not inclusive.
Yes, for Igbo and Yoruba to put the crisis between Fulani and Hausa and all of us behind us, and you say it's a 2-day job. No, it's not 2-day job. It's wrong.
Okay, Razak.
So the constitutional process, it is wrong. That's not constitution is done.
All right.
1, 2 is that who are the stakeholders of Nigeria? It's not NUCO. It's not NSCO. It's not NANS. It's Ijo, Yoruba, Hausa, and when you go to that place, people like that don't speak. It's people that go and talk about gender that go there. Are the gender people the one talking about discussing with British on our Independence Day? No.
Okay. We have said so much about the constitution.
So now,
let's come back to the searchlight on Tinubu's administration.
Economy now.
And take it one after the other. Let's start with the economy, the kind of economy that he met on ground, and some of the reforms that he introduced to put the country back on the right path. How is it coming to you?
You know, for me, I have changed my pattern of our engagement. And it's been rough. People want us to say that everything about our life that is wrong is Mr. President. No, I will not say that. If you want to get angry with me, you can get angry. But you will come back 10 years time to come and agree with me. Just like on constitutional review now. Just like on our structures now. You see, I used to tell you that there's a gestation period. When things get back to the extent it got to, there's a period of recovery. And that period of recovery is gradually going. What do we see after subsidy? What did we see? What are we seeing now? We are seeing something stability in the oil and gas sector, and that's what we are saying. The numbers of diggage that is behind the reserves now is increasing. We have about 3 trillion in the treasury before, but now it is increasing. The errors of Buhari, Tinubu is trying to correct it. I give it to Buhari that he had. The knowledge he has is what he is. So I don't want to blame him as such. You can't be printing money. Even
the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo,
the same thing.
Said that he had little or no knowledge about running the affairs of the
economy.
The
same thing with Obasanjo too. Obasanjo even has zero knowledge about the governance. Zero knowledge about governance. We have confronted him severally. When he was about to become president, I was part of the legend that met him. That we can't go anywhere with this structure. Now he's talking about the structure. What you wasted 8 years unable to do, you now admit after office. And that's what we should learn from Tinubu to that. They might come out and realize that they are not, the schedules of office are tied them down. So on the economy, it's a gradual process. So whoever that tells you that you should be able to do in 6 months, the person is deceiving us. That person is plotting us against the president. And there's nothing we will do if you keep fighting your president, it will miss his way. It's not a cause. Keep bashing, because if it's on the right path and you are bashing him, likelihood that he's going to leave that path and gradually jump into the jungle and think that's the path. So what we need to explain to the president, anytime I want to explain to him, we must explain it in a way that he will not see you as someone that's been incited by the opposition, which is what we are doing now. That the pace at which the president is going, he has a roadmap already that he should not deviate from. Given this structure is not the best, but given this structure, what he's doing is the best. And that is encouraging state to look inward. On tax, what can you bring to the table? The more you bring these things to the table, the more money comes back to you as a state. He has been able to establish that.
Which was the essence of that tax law.
The tax law. And that is why every one of us that come from one state or the other must engage our governors. That what can we offer? My state in Kwara, we have had that security challenge for a long time. That axis, if things are good on a good day, that axis, the food from that can feed the whole of West Africa. But the current governor is not paying attention to it because there's Father Christmas that is coming from Abuja.
And you know the allocation has been tripled.
So more free money. So the economy of the country is getting better. You know, production. If the country is retarded, they are not working and you are getting free money, there will be no growth. You are just having paper. But it is the production that grows economy. Productivity has increased now. It is on the basis of production you print currency. When there's a production, you value that production. It's on that basis you print currency. It's not that you print paper. Paper is paper if it's not attached to anything. Like, for instance, now, you want to sell your Bible to me. I don't need anything from you. So I will pay you that currency, that money I have that I have paid you. I will go to another person that needed that thing. So it's a medium of interaction. It's not a value on its own. It's a paper.
So we should be patient with Mr. President.
No. What I'm saying is that what Tinubu is doing now, he has turned that paper into value now.
Okay.
The money being printed by me freely is no longer paper. There are production now. If you go to agro-allied sector now, more farmers are in the farm, which are the basic economy. Agro-allied, telecoms, energy, oil and gas. These are 5 major economies in the world that any serious country must key into. So on agro-allied, we're beginning to do very well. Our farmers are back in farm, and there's a policy now that is discouraging seeds from outside the country that is destroying our soil. There's that program on ground. Because future billionaires are farmers. Any country that cannot feed itself is in trouble. So attention is being paid on that. Niger is about 30 times bigger than Lagos. Nothing about farming before, but now they are farming. Yeah. So Lagos is looking at more production. Yes, partnering. And fish farming. Fish farming in Lagos is increasing on daily basis. It is all based on the program of Mr. President.
Renewable agenda.
Renewable agenda. And so the economy is beginning to have a level of stability. Dollar before is gone crazy. 1,900 before was gone back to 1,500. All is getting better. So the economy is stabilizing, and the pace at which it's moving, you can't move beyond that pace. If you want to go fast, don't go with a truck.
It's a process.
Yes, don't move with a truck, go with a car. If you want to go faster, go and get a jet. So the pace at which our economy is the capacity of the government.
Okay.
Economists have engaged them. The economy, you keep creating terms. I'm a chartered administrator. You know, economy they will conjure terms. Economic depression, and this and that, and we lose, lost. You see, economists are scary in the way they describe their issues. I have a challenge with them, any economics. So, and I've engaged them. What could he have done better that he's doing now?
Okay.
So
I really want us to touch
on security.
All the sectors. Before we go to security, you mentioned productivity the other time, and whether we like it or not, there is no way we are going to talk about industries, productivity, without an active power sector. So how would you rate the investment as well as some of the reforms of Mr. President on improving the hours of power that we have?
And that's the area of challenge I think the president, we have to be only holding by the jugular on. We have to really be serious and be assertive to Mr. President. You see, when there's economic growth, is there economic development? Economic growth is what you are talking about, industry, dollar stabilizing. But the economic development is more money in your pocket than in my pocket. That is not happening. And if it is happening, it's happening at a very slow pace. And what determines the direct impact of economy on the life of people, one of which is power sector. When there's power, everybody will go back to their work. They won't be doing Okada. They will not become Okada rider. Yahoo will reduce. A ritual killing will reduce. Because, you see, what push people, what seal the young people's mind is when they see that there's no open. It's not an excuse. If you do crime, they catch you, you go to jail or they kill the person. That what seal their heart is when there's no hope anywhere. But when there's something that is coming in, you see, when power is available, you see, it turns things around, the economy around. But power cannot be available in Nigeria. We have told Mr. President that, what are your governors doing? We can't have national grid and it will collapse day and night. 250 million Nigerians on a national grid.
On one grid.
You don't run country like that. So, Mr. President, we admit that you are doing very well, but you are not assertive to your governors. We run a peculiar federalism. That federalism is what determines federalism is the division formula. Division formula means how do we share money that is coming in. It belongs to the federal government. Federal government then share it. And if that is a peculiar federalism we are on, it means that you must also dictate at times how the government must spend their money. Because you give them money. He who pays the piper must dictate the tune. So if you give your governors money and their priorities are wrong, you have to be assertive to them. On that note, the president has not gotten anything that I want the mark on. He has not gotten any mark at all from me. In fact, it's minus that I want to say, because you can't, it's not possible.
What about his minister for power?
It starts with Mr. President. What Mr. President tells him to do is what he's going to do. So the roadmap on power sector is faulty. State must begin, as a matter of emergency, begin to generate power. Look at what Lagos is doing.
And you know the electricity
Lagos
act
has given a perfect example.
Yeah.
Lagos has given and I praised him when he was the governor. I was part of the people advocates for IPP when Obasanjo wanted to stop it. We did many protests that time against Obasanjo that, why are you an enemy of good thing in Nigeria? Why? And today now, he laid the skeleton on ground. Fortunately, I came to give it a flesh. And so although he's doing amazingly well on power sector, that example must be corroborated by other states. What are states that have endless sun in their state doing with that energy? People who have water, what are they doing with water? People who have wind, what are they doing? People who have coal, what are they doing with it?
So the government is people looking inward themselves.
It needs to be assertive. The president must give them a roadmap. You must be assertive. It shows that more than half of our governors set wrong priorities for them. I said very few. 25 million people in Lagos. We are not bumping into each other. It's not a coincidence. So it is a conscious governance that we see in Lagos. Otherwise, all of us will be leaving Lagos at the time of Madu. We're leaving Lagos already.
So for us, very important.
Power sector is very, very important. The president has not done enough. All this cosmetic policy is doing. Mr. President, don't be deceived though. We've been in this for long ago. Anybody that brings any proposal on power sector under this kind of structure and institution,
it's not going to work.
It's a deception. It's not going to work. There's no except with devolve power. Give power to state. You must work them.
Now they have the power through the electricity act.
Then the president must move them. Let them move. They are getting more money. What are they doing? What's their roadmap on power sector? Then the law surrounding it, you have to do something about it.
That has been done.
If I have to get power license to run a power sector, it's like asking me to apply for how I'm going to become a landlord in heaven. You know, it's an equivalent task to be a landlord in heaven. Yeah, you must be good. Your character, everything must be perfect. So it's as difficult as that.
Okay, let's talk about the education sector and health now. ASU is threatening to go on strike again over the 2009 agreement, and of course, we have seen some kind of investment here and there.
ASU and federal government share the same blame
on the improvement of primary healthcare centers, and this government had built more in rural communities in the country. So,
now before we talk about, you say rural communities.
Yes.
See, if you look at the Lagos model, I'm a contractor. There are areas I go to sing ball. I say, how did government remember them here? That should be the picture in other states too. One of the greatest challenges in this country is actually the prices of drugs, the prices of medication, the services of doctors. So that people cannot meet up.
Mr. President should also look into that.
It's the governor, but the president needs to do something about it. I can't be giving you money and you show nothing for it. Of course, I know that when the country makes money, there's a division formula, and now it's not the federal government's money, it belongs to the three
tiers of government.
And that tiers of government, if you are not seeing production, everybody, 70% of blame comes to Mr. President. So why is he not saying, why is he not being assertive to them? I can't be taking your bullets. I can't be taking your blame. Healthcare sector is almost zero in some states, and they're getting money for it. Every day every month they're getting money for it. Nothing to show for it. Go to like for instance now, Lagos is always a good model. I don't know of other states, major states like Kano and Port Harcourt, but Lagos is always a good model. Lagos has established a scheme that if you pay certain money into a particular hospital at the local level, state government will complement it. So you get almost free medical service throughout the year. Insurance scheme is there, and there's advocacy around it. Every day you listen to it.
We also have the national health insurance.
Even on your radio here, there are adverts running on it that queue into it. You get almost free medical service if you do ABCD. It's
so
not like that.
How would you rate the renewed up agenda on health and education? I want us to be precise.
No. The government, Mr. President is not doing enough in pushing the governors to work. Most of the governors are not doing it on primary health care. They are doing zero on that. And that brings me to the question of education. You see, ASU, they are just wasting the time of our boys. If you keep using the same method, you see, their demands are genuine. But since the time of Bafiao, Pascal Bafiao came on board, I will tell you, Pascal Bafiao, you can't continue with this model of welfare for your staff. No. You must take part in ascertaining what is the cost price of a bag of rice. Then why is it 100,000 when it gets to market if it is 15,000 as a landing cost? Invest. What's that lacuna? What's responsible for it? They say, as it's your duty, go to our colleague in the rest of the world. The same thing, house rent. House built 20 years ago. Why is it that it's 2 million naira now per flat? Transportation. These are critical sectors of the economy that determines the wages and income of people. So they just want increased salary so that the deduction in the salary is what they're after. That's why. So the same thing ASU too. ASU. We told ASU, we say ASU. See, there should be a legislation that should say that everybody that has responsibility with education should not train their children abroad again. Make it a law. President must not train their children abroad. Vice President, all of us must take our children to Nigerian schools, either public or private, to Nigerian school. They will pay attention to it. There's a similar legislation all over the world. You see, things don't work all over the world automatically. It's not a coincidence that things are working. Legislation, advocacy being asserted, the role of the people must. So we have told ASU that you can't keep using this method. It's not working. You keep striking, you waste people's time. Let all of us have our hands together in the same bowl. Let our children be trained here in Nigeria, either private or public school. They will pay attention because education is expensive. If you continue to give our education with the fund the federal government is giving to either investor or private sector, we are not actually educating our children. No. We are not. See, things are changing all over the world. Scientists say that art is becoming more contaminated. Maybe they want to run to another planet. I don't know. We don't know. They want to leave us here. Our children don't know most of those things, and it's not their fault. The lecturers are not well equipped. What they need to secure knowledge globally, they don't have access, no internet, no good salary. But they should be blamed for adopting similar method all the time. They say it's political. So it's political. What you are doing, is it cultural? The union you are doing is also political. And there's nothing that must stop you from also tampering with the policy, the laws of the nation, if that is going to be what's going to secure the future of our children. See, ASU and federal government, they are toying with the future of our children. Okay. And there's no how. There's no how if you don't mentor the young people correctly, properly. The young people have their own role because this knowledge I'm having, they should have it too at their own age. As far back as 1989, I was sent out of school because of a sharp. I was not working then, structural adjustment program. In 1989, I was my first year in school. I got a clear understanding that a sharp is not good for them. And I took part in the process. And I sent me out of school for 2 years. So what's wrong with them? Who educated me? They need to conduct research. They need to understand their future clearly. That's their own fault. But we didn't mentor them well. We didn't give them a nice role model for them to look up to. So the ASU needs to twist government in terms of making demand. Their strategy must change. All right. Put all of us, let our children be training in Nigeria. Difficult laws build nations. Difficult law. If there's no difficult law in Lagos, we won't be moving on the street. If there's no last man, there will be a banana. And people will say, that's why I don't want to vote APC. So you want to break law. That's why you don't want to vote APC. Okay, you want to break. You don't want to park where you are supposed to park. So difficult laws make things work. ASU should pursue a legislation that will be difficult for anybody to train his children alternative education, particularly when you are a public office holder. Why must we train abroad? And they say they will train their children abroad, put up an institution to be run by these people you train in local, and they say their factories are not working. Okay. The economy is being run down. Why will it not run down?
For all these ingredients of good government or a good society to work, you would agree with me that security is quite germane. I know that the security chiefs are trying their best, but we still have skirmishes of insecurity in some parts of the country. Do we need to redirect our compass and, of course, implement or be strategic with the way and manner we are tackling the problem of insecurity in the country? And what will be the role of state policing?
Well, you see, Africa is in disarray. It's in complete disarray. There's no region in Africa that is not battling with one form of security or the other. And we blame the external forces for that. You see, if you read Chris Brown, The Shape of Things to Come, he apportioned the roles played by each continent on economic or military in the next 100 years, the role they will play. Africa did not feature. There's no role. We are not going to be there in economic, in military, in science. No things are apportioned to us. That's so bad for me as a black people. I feel sad when I read that 100 years projection to this time. They see Africa only for raw materials. That thinking about Africa must change. And that's why they don't want us to have peace. There's nowhere except South Africa where gun is produced in Africa. Where are they getting all those guns from? Those bandits. So it means that there's a program that Africa must not rise. And we are also being foolish. Why will ISWAP and Boko Haram reside in Nigeria, the third and the fourth most deadliest group in the world? Oh, and we want to have peace. One. Then two, let's now come back to Nigeria. Having established the fact that all these countries in the world don't want us to have peace. You do ECOMOG, you do all sorts of, they're not happy about it. You want to write, they're not happy about it. You have 4% of the resources in the world in Nigeria. That's huge. You can't have peace. Except if you are committed and if you are serious about it. So let's leave foreign nationals, foreign intervention. Let's come to Nigeria.
Agenda of this administration on security.
Then where this one is not the problem of Mr. President now. The recruits for ISWAP and Boko Haram, where are they from? We get them from army of unemployed, majorly in the north. So the northern leaders are partly part of the problem of insecurity in Nigeria. They must have the courage to admit that they did not train their children very well. They become crises everywhere in the country. If you go to South, it's northerners that are there. It's not, they don't go the name of the north. They go there because they become a willing tool in the hand of ISWAP, bandit, and all sorts of things. To that extent, you blame father who doesn't train the children very well and become a menace in the area. Because a child does to his father what a father does to him. So if you don't train the children very well, it's going to come back. It's only not coming back to the north now. It's coming back to the entire nation. So the northern leaders must brace up. And the president must also have that, which is now his role now. He needs to get commitment from the northern leaders. That's his role. You must go to the emirs, get commitment, get all these children out of, call them back wherever they were, all over the world. You have land for farming. We have land for all sorts of. So the president, we need to encourage him, Mr. President, please get all the northern leaders together. Have fatherly talk to them and tell them that admit your error, admit your fault. You must be blamed for all these things. I'm not saying it because I'm a southerner. I'm saying it because I want us to move forward. Now, having said that, the president must also realize that he doesn't have more than 24 hours in a day to work with. So I pity him if he thinks that he can solve the security problem all alone. If he thinks the IG, the army, without the contribution of the state. We are not saying the police are not doing well. We are not saying Mr. President are not doing well. But there must be layer by layer that are local laws. It is smaller crime.
Is that your subtle way of promoting state policing?
Yes. No, it's not a subtle way. It's compulsory.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. So it's not my opinion. You see, smaller crimes grow to become bigger crimes. But when smaller crimes are being committed, there's no enforcement agency in local government that will curb it. So pickpocket become armed robber, become a state police. Armed robber graduate and become kidnapper, federal police. So this is a clinical explanation for it.
That there should be layers of security.
There should be layers of security. So, and the president must hasten up. He needs to hasten up because I went to Kaduna to think about the greatest fear I had in my life. One of those moments is that there are bandits checkpoints, there are police checkpoints, there are Boko Haram checkpoints, there are ISWAP checkpoints between Benin Gwari to Kaduna State as a city.
And they're operating free.
They're operating free. We may lose our country if we tarry for too long. And I came back and said, I will never pass that route again. But it's coming gradually. It's expanding. It's gotten to Kwara now. It's in Ondo. It's in Ekiti. It's in Osun. They are kidnapping in Lagos already. But, you see, Lagos may be overwhelmed. There's what is called the trust fund. There's what is called the consciousness of the people. There's awareness. People in Lagos follow instruction from the state government. If you see something, say something. There's 122. There's 767 by Lagos. But they may be overwhelmed if there's no the right legislation for Lagos to have its own legitimate security forces to enforce its own laws. If it is not in Kwara too, if it is not in Kogi too, if it's not all over Nigeria too, there may be a bigger challenge. And people stay like Lagos will be at the brunt. There's crisis. Where are they coming? They are coming to Lagos. And that's why all of us in Lagos must assist the governors like Lagos who are doing the appropriate thing in Kaduna, in Port Harcourt, all these states that seem to be up and coming about their security, we have to assist them, because where there's peace, where people will run to. We must assist them in explaining to the president that, Mr. President, IG has less than 1 million police. Put together our Air Force, Army, everything, we are not up to 2 million. And you want those numbers to secure the life of 250 million. It's not done.
Okay, because
so
of our time.
There should be a layer of security.
We
Mr.
should be
President.
wrapping up this
and
conversation.
the individual, we, me and you, there must be legislation that must permit me to give a level of defense for myself before the police will come. There must be a level. Yes. We've gotten to a point in the world where your security is not my problem again. The Western world didn't train their children very well.
Razak,
we have bows and arrow. We have bows and arrow and knife in the past. We didn't kill each other with it, though.
In concluding this conversation, what should be the role of government and the people and those that we have elected at different tiers of government to represent us in assisting Mr. President to put the country aright?
Your station has done part of its role by putting this topic at the front burner for discussion. And I think other stations should objectively, like the way you have done, objectively do the similar thing. And as for the people, it's a shared responsibility. If you vote a local government chairman in office, don't go back and fold your arm and think it's going to sink your ball and put it. No. You have to be on his neck to do the appropriate thing. I'm not talking about 10-day radio. I'm not talking about answers. I'm talking about constructive questions, just like we did now. There should be a role, because someone who have the knowledge of how to move your country forward is there now. If he's not doing it, you only need a reminder. It's not someone you have to be lecturing about governance again. It's not someone. It's someone that reminder is not going to come from someone from Ghana. It's going to come from particularly the young people. Your social media they are using to sell Bone Street. They are using to sell Skusi on social media and expose your body and do sex tape. No. It's your future we are talking about now. TikTok should stop about talking. You don't used to talk about constructive questioning and how to give direction to the president must lay a new roadmap for his ministers. He's doing well. He must be assertive to his governor. The roadmap on security, on agriculture, and all. He's getting it right. And if we continue like this, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, we must thank you very much, Razak Olokwoba, for coming to speak with us on Searchlight on Tinubu's administration. And he was able to take it one after the other, from power to economy, healthcare, insecurity, and how these governors of our 36 states can also complement the efforts of the federal government in transforming the country and put it on the right path for the renewed agenda of Mr. President to thrive. Once again, we must thank you very much, Razak Olokwoba, Public Affairs Analyst, for your insights on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that's the conversation here. Joy is standing by to take you through our own conversation this morning. Do stay with us. The show will continue after this short break.